What's good? What's good? It's your man Rico. Rico the Opinionist. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Get on over to my YouTube channel. There's a story that came out recently. I think this must have happened over the weekend. Go to YouTube, Instagram, and find this story. Because I can find the ladies. It's on other people's YouTube channels talking about it. And so it's something that's worth talking about. In my opinion, that is. There's this sister, these three black women. They were trying to get into, I'm going to have to put it in hashtag, nightclub in Miami Beach called, I guess, Club Mona. I'm going to look it up and I'm going to put the link to that club out here. But she's saying that, hey, y'all, we were just trying to get into the Club Mona. And we were turned away, and they said because we too thick and we too dark. And so she looked at herself, pretty face. She wasn't thick, she's fat. But women like to use thick in place of fat. I don't know when they started doing. They started coming up with names like full figure, BBW, and now they don't use the word fat anymore. I guess just like midgets stop using the word midget, they call them little people. No, you a midget with your little ass. And so, too thick. Now, when you get past too thick, it means you fat now. You got curvy, thick, and you got fat. These ladies were fat. And then she panned her cell phone to the other sister behind her, who's also a pretty woman. Now, pretty face, both of them. Then, behind them, there was a very light-skinned woman with a, face beat, a lot of makeup and red lips. She on a red, one of those red patent leather tight-fitted dresses. She was curvy, she was kind of big, but she wasn't as fat as those other two dark-skinned women. And so, but she's back there cheesing, as they said, we were too dark and then too thick. So, and I look back and said, well, that lady back there is not dark. She's yellow as shit. Light skin is crap. So, but anyway, so she is saying, want to imply discrimination, colorism, and all of that at the people at the door. And so this is not the first time something like this has been said. It's not the first time a charge like this has been levied at nightclubs across this country, particularly in South Beach or Miami Beach in Miami, Florida. A lot of those high-end clubs, I'm sure here in Dallas, they got some clubs where they kind of like, hey, not you, sister, or probably not you, brother. Yeah, but the ladies do kind of catch it. And because, a lot of these white-owned clubs that are like high-end with a lot of celebrities. These are clubs on South Beach. There's some very chic and swanky high-end clubs. If you've ever walked down Ocean Drive or down in South Beach, you see those clubs, you see nothing short of Lamborghinis pulling up in those damn spots. And the people that get out, the women that get out the cars with these men, they're in hell, but they don't hardly look weird, look real. It's just straight, like skinny, or they got the new bald boobs, blonde or straight brown or straight hair. You know how the young rich white women look, or the middle-aged white women look with the bald lips and the, yeah. So they have a clientele that they prefer to come in their clubs. And here we go. Again, we get upset. Too many of us in our community get upset when they tell us, I don't want you to come in my place. We still get mad about that. And that's what's one of the psychological psychological damage of the whole integration movement of the 60s by these three groups of blacks: black gays, black Greeks, and black preachers. They're the ones who push that integration crap instead of, like what Malcolm was talking about, do for self, do your own, But we still around here acting stupid. I remember in Dallas, about 5 years ago or so, a little more than that, a black dude was there with all his white friends. I think it was an Asian in a bunch. And they all had on the same clothes. They let everybody else in the restaurant except for this black dude, because they said he had on tennis shoes. And of course, all you gotta do is pan your camera or your cell phone to the restaurant. You see everybody with shorts and tennis shoes on, but they don't look like him. So he got so upset about that he went to the Dallas City Council to address the city council. Oh, you sorry, big and bootlicking bastard, you. No shame, no self-respect. We're the only group that try to beg folks or demand folks take our money. That's some of the residue, the mental, psychological damage of the integration movement, what they call the civil rights. And so we still got black folks today that still try to make other races of people take their money. I'm one of those. I think one time, I was in Memphis. I was going to this mixed club. Everything was cool, but one night they decided to be different. And they were looking at our ID. They said, wait a minute, your ID here, it's got a little scraper. I looked at it and looked at him. I said, hey, Daphne. And I was like, all right. And so, but when I got there and I left, I walked away from the door. Then, for me, I didn't leave out of protest. I left because I like to make observations. I stood in the parking lot and I watched them turn black folks away. But I noticed they let particular blacks in. If he was one black person, when the rest of his friends was white women or white people, he or she got to go in. They let the black women in. Who didn't look like what you might think is a Keisha or a Tasha. But yeah, so here I am standing around at least about 12 other blacks in the parking lot. They just look at them. They being prejudiced. They being racist. So I looked at them. I said, hey, how about we go to another club? And it kind of fell on deaf ears. They really wanted to go over here. I've been in the club about 5-6 times. It was one of my Saturday get downs up in that thing, partying, kicking it. But that night they decided to do that, and they're like, all right, cool, I'm out. So I'm not going to go anywhere. They let me at the door that I don't want you here. Even if the slightest, that's okay, I'm good. Because one thing about this country, living in America, is plenty of restaurants. Plenty of places of entertainment. Even though like, man, but this is so fun, it's okay. You either go to another one, you create your own. But we so fucked up now. The idea of doing for self, that's almost like insult. Why? They got it. They could take my money. That's how a lot of us act. But I know, let's go back to my original thing here, my original topic here, which is in line with attitude. But let me go back to this other attitude of beauty standards. It's okay for people to have their own beauty standards. Did y'all know that, ladies? It's okay. And if I had a nightclub, I'm going to tell y'all, so some of y'all, you big girls going to get mad at me again, I guess. If I had a high-end nightclub, it wouldn't matter her skin tone. I wouldn't care if she's mixed, biracial, Latina, black, or black, dark skin, because everyone knows if you don't, well, it doesn't matter. Brown, fudge, piss, puff, and smoke, cake mix, biracial. She can be Asian, it doesn't matter to me, but as long as she's fine. We have to face it. Big women kind of stink up the joint. They just do, Now, big women, good for the juke joint, in these little particular places, but when men go out, even in the poetry scene, you can't get in there for the big girls now. You can't get in the juke joint, so the all after hours thing for the big girls. You can't. And I guess a lot of them be hoping that we get drunk enough, whatever, and it happens. A lot of these dudes, they say, well, hell, she there, so it might as well. And so, if I had a spot, if I was okay with losing money for the backlash or the cancellation, I would say no. Nobody over a size 10 allowed. And if you're a size 10, you better be 5'10". You're 5'6", or you're size 6, you better be 5'6". We ain't finna have no 4'11" chicks wearing size 12s in my club or my party. I know, there you go, but that's what it is. So they can make it about race, they can make it about sexism, or these European beauty standards. Well, we need to get standards back. Because when I go to grown folks affairs, I just have to accept Rico is not going to be in the size 10s and 6s and 8s. in this spot. So just go in here with the right attitude and have fun. Talk to whoever talks to you, but you ain't getting none tonight after this spot here. So that's okay. I'm used to it. I know when I go to grown folks, 30 and up or 40 and up, I'm not going to see too many women my size. No, I'm not. And it's okay. I'm not holding it against you. So I've kind of shied away from going places. I'm like, why am I going up here? Because I don't want to drink and get in a tipsy mood. And I don't see no little fine little size 5 or 6 or size 7 or size 8 cutie pie. It just don't hardly exist in these black spaces. If I want a size 6 or 8, I have to go into a lot of mixed clubs. Going to black clubs, or in the black backyard party, ain't no, it just ain't happening. So, but anyway, if that is the case, I'm sure they put on social media, so Club Mona has probably gotten some pushback and feedback on it. And it is what it is. But, to those 3 women, again, they had pretty faces. But I don't know, we just accept, big being the thing to be. And I'm not talking about, just women over 40, over 50. We got just too many big young women who's supposed to be living in the time of their lives. You 18 or 30 years old and you weigh 250 pounds, you 5'2", weigh 160 pounds, you 4'11". Why you so big? And then later, because you're over 40, it doesn't mean that you have to be 240. Doesn't mean that. And then for those ladies who say, well, I'm tall. 5'7" is not tall. There's no excuse for you weighing 270. So I understand the guy. They have a standard there. They have a standard, and they're going to stand by it. If I were to party promote, let me tell y'all something else that's kind of tough. As it relates to the nightclub experience or even older. I go to, there's events they have like 40, the 40 party crowd. That's a promotion thing. When I go in there, I already know. Ain't nothing to look at over here. Just go in there, have fun, and deal it side to side and bring your ass on out of there. Because these folks, they be over 40 and over 400 and shit. Don't even get me started. And I certainly ain't going to no swim parties. A bunch of Rasputians around there. They're just, and they said the average weight of America was that 165 pounds for women, and in the black community, the average weight of black women is 108. The average 187 pounds. But there's no signs of slowing down. You know why? Because a lot of you guys don't know how to zip your pants up and zip them up far enough till you get some standards. You're screwing anything. So they have no reason to lose weight. They have no incentive. That's why it's just like we talking about these young men that sag, and they have no incentive to sag. They still get to collect baby mamas. I mean, they still getting plenty of people lining up to give them coochie, have sex with them. So what's the incentive for a young man to pull his pants up? So we have to check each other's behavior, or change the things we want to see in each other. So yeah, I guess all that to say, I ain't too messed up about that. And even if they don't have no blacks in their club, so what? It's 2025. Go find a club that'll accept you. And the big girls, y'all know damn well y'all can get in any club y'all want to. All you gotta do is be a black owner. He'll let you in there because he's trying to get that dollar. And quite frankly, a lot of your black men love big girls. I'm telling you, I'm from planet Mars. Sometimes I wonder how the hell was I born in the South, and I don't care for, I don't care for thick and big girls. I mean, I'm not sexually attracted to big girls. Now, curvy little something, snatch waist, curvy little, nice little, got the little, that backside back there. You know what I'm talking about? She tight, like she threw the shock put in high school. But, you see them shock put girl got them thick legs and that round bubble back there and that small waist and them bouncing. Yeah. Now, I ain't messed up about that. But just built like a Rubik's Cube, no shape nowhere, just big. No. See, those women, I know those women are plentiful because a lot of guys are kind of down on their luck. I'm down on mine. I'm down on mine, but I'm not finna lay up on no big girl. I ain't finna do all that. I have too much. Even down on my luck, I got too much self-esteem. I'm just not gonna do it. No, no. There's no attraction there, no desire there. And y'all ever notice these on Instagram or yeah, Instagram mainly? If you have an Instagram account, you see these parties. Even the flyers before they start advertising them on Instagram, you saw. Now on the flyers, they have these racially ambiguous ladies on there and all of that. You go to then you make it to the event and then one of them chicks in there. There's all some real Berthas up in there, some Bettys and Berthas and Ernestines up in that damn thing. So, So of course they lying on them damn flyers. Now if you see some fine chicks in there, trust me, she coming there with a boyfriend or she got a good friend with her. Or a husband or something like that. But I've been noticing it's very interesting, these young product promoters, they're weirdos. These young product promoters. If you know, they show the videos of their little day parties, their Sunday fun days or their Saturday day parties. And they be showing, they have like a brief video of the party and they show the women and I look at, I've been checking out the parties, checking out the videos. I said, damn, they're like, they might be crunk. Then they scan it through. They don't have a number of big women in there. And then they doing them goddamn line dances. Ain't hardly no dudes in there, just a bunch of big women around each other. And then we let you know that these black male party promoters are such sick bastards. They show the chicks twerking on each other. She got her booty up in her vagina, or they all up on each other. So what about that you think would attract a man, or like me at least? I want to go there and see a bunch of tattooed up fat chicks in swimsuits and then backing up and twerking on each other. I have no interest in paying an admission or walking in free to Sodom and Gomorrah. No, I'm not a moralist, but I don't like nasty shit and nasty looking shit. So, yeah, y'all pod promoters, y'all slipping, man. So, but I always said, one of these days, I'll promote a party knowing that I'm going to lose money and say, these are the kind of women I want to be up in here. And I'll be fair. These are the kind of guys. You pot-belly guys, y'all can't bring y'all ass up in here either. Hell. Get rid of the gut. And so but anyway, I digress. But yeah, so those ladies were implying, or they might be flatly accusing those guys, the owners of the Mona Club in South Beach, Miami, of colorism or discrimination based on size. I said, hey, it is what it is, ladies. I want to say this to the big girls. It relates to wanting to get invited in certain parties or events, or if you want to wear certain clothes. Just like the petite women and the women who don't have tattoos and don't wear lace fronts every goddamn wedding, and who are not 200 and 300 pounds. If you want to get in places where they are, well, do like they do, or become like they are. Become a size 6, a 8, a 7s. Become that, and then get rid of some of the makeup. Try to wear your natural hair. Well, if you're going to, something like that, if you can get away with looking like a dark-skinned chick with a long straight wig, looking like a Pocahontas, okay, pull it off. But if not, it's not your spot, don't go. So you won't be trying to accuse people of stuff. That's all. Anyway, it's your man Rico. Y'all be cool. And it doesn't mean, and so for those of you who may look at it and say, Rico, why you be talking about big women? I don't talk about them. These big girls made the news. They put themselves out there. And those of you who say, Rico, you hate big women. No, I don't. But I'm not going to act like what society's turned into. I'm not. I just report what I see. I don't hate anybody I know that I'm friends with, whatever. No, that I've never disrespected them or mistreated them. But I'm not going to not talk about what's in the news. And then and also, did y'all know that big girls have a preference too? We all have a preference. Because if a man doesn't prefer women with kids, or don't prefer a big, if he doesn't prefer women with kids, a woman with tattoos, a whore, or a big girl, it doesn't mean that he hates women. It's just called a preference. But anyway, I ain't have to say all that. Y'all intelligent enough to know this. And those of you who know me know I've never, ever mistreated any woman who was of a fuller size. Never, ever. So I ain't got to worry about that shit. But it's your man Rico the Opinionist. Y'all be cool. Talk to y'all later. Peace.